must always remember that throughout history, those who achieve greatness are masters of their emotions. To master your internal state is to truly own your life. If you look at the world around you, most failures in business, in leadership, and in relationships can be traced back to a single moment of rage that incinerated years of hard work. So much unnecessary suffering in our modern lives stems from the impulsiveness of a mind on fire. We act out of spite, we react out of ego, and we lose opportunities that were right in front of us because we couldn't keep our cool. This isn't just an abstract theory, it's a lesson paid for by the burnout and broken relationships of countless people. In psychology, we talk about executive function, but in the journey of life, we call it the taming of the heart. The strongest prison in the world isn't made of iron bars. It is an untamed mind that reacts to every trigger like a puppet on a string. The greatest punishment we face isn't physical. It is letting the wild beast of our impulses trample the garden of our peace until nothing is left. We have all been there. You love your family more than anything, yet on a stressful Tuesday evening, one small annoying comment from your partner or child makes you snap. You use your words like weapons. You see the light fade from the eyes of the people who matter most. Afterward, you'd give anything to take it back. But the thorn is already in. In the West, we often lean into our grievances, thinking our anger is our power. But this is a lie. That anger is the second arrow. The first arrow is the external event, the rude boss, the traffic jam, the unfair critique. That is just life. It's the data the world gives you, but the second arrow is your rumination. It's the story you tell yourself for the next 3 hours about how wrong it was. The first arrow causes a wound, but it's the second arrow you shoot at yourself that carries the poison. A wise person accepts the first arrow as a fact of life, but refuses to stab themselves with the second. True emotional mastery isn't about repressing or bottling it up. Suppressed emotion is like a deep-sea current. It stays under the surface until it returns with enough force to destroy you. Real mastery is about emotional sovereignty. It's about the 3-second gap. In that tiny space between a trigger and your response, you have the power to choose. You move the situation from your lizard brain, the amygdala, to your CEO brain, the prefrontal cortex. You observe the anger like a pop-up ad on a computer screen. You see it, you acknowledge it's there, but you don't have to click on it. We suffer because we take our fragile, arrogant ego too seriously. We think we are defending our dignity, but we are actually just becoming puppets of our own biology. If you can see that the self being insulted is just a temporary collection of thoughts and roles, the words of others lose their target. They pass through you like arrows shot into an empty sky. There is no hook for the anger to hang on. Think of your mind like a high-end operating system. Most people let malware run their software. Every time someone cuts you off in traffic and you explode, you have handed them the remote control to your nervous system. You have given a total stranger the keys to your house. Taking those keys back is the ultimate power move. It's not being a doormat. It's being so secure in your frequency, that you refuse to let someone else's low frequency energy dictate your state of mind. When you realize that the person screaming at you is actually a victim of their own internal fire, their own stress, fear, and insecurity, your anger naturally shifts into compassion. You realize they are struggling in their own cycle of confusion. This isn't a weak compromise, it is a high-level strategy. It allows you to stay at your center while they spin out of control. True spiritual work is building a mind like a clear mirror. When something comes in front of it, it reflects it. When a thing leaves, the mirror stays empty. Emotions are just clouds. They are temporary weather patterns. You watch them come. You know they are unstable data, and you don't identify with them. You don't suppress them, but you don't become them either. You just watch the anger rise, stay, and dissolve. Don't leave this wisdom in a book or on a screen. Bring it into your messiest moments. When your career feels like it's crashing, or your personal life is a disaster, use this perspective. You'll find that the big problems driving you crazy are just specks in the vastness of time. When you stop punishing yourself for other people's mistakes, a deep, cool peace rises from within. Don't look for peace in a vacation or a new job. If your heart isn't at peace, a new city is just a new place to be miserable. But if your heart is settled, even the busiest office is a temple. Mastering your emotions is the process of returning to who you actually are. It is a war without smoke, and the battlefield is your own heart. When you are no longer pushed around by your feelings, you see the world's true clean face. You will be a vast ocean. No matter how the surface waves crash, your depths remain still, deep, and in total control. May you be the wise one who cuts through the noise and lives a life of absolute sovereignty and peace.